Well, another exciting week, Natalie. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
Hey, you know me, better and better, trying to make the world a better place. Hello, everyone. This is Jessie Bowen and Natalie McQueen. We are your host and co-host of the Become an Author podcast. And each week we try to bring something new and different. We're helping our clients to be able to publish their books. And we are a publishing company. For Elite Publications, we're more of a self-publishing company, helping individuals that want to get their books out, that want to maintain control of their books, and want to be able to keep the lion's share of the profits from their books. So, Natalie, I think we have a good topic today, and this is really about how to revive a dead book. I was at a week this weekend. By the way, if you had not
Yeah.
seen, we got the media awards. So at the Action Martial Arts Hall of Honors, and I know, I mean, this.
It's
well,
so
said,
tall.
You say I had to turn around and point it. I guess I had to run it by the screen here so you can really get the impact.
Wow.
It looks like a spaceship going across the screen there. But it was really great. We had a lot of the people that are being featured in our book and that are writing books and doing things. I had a lot of questions from authors who had written books, and my question is, hey, how's your book doing? And of course, most of them has been out more than 6 months. It's already dead. So, let's first of all, how have you? I'm doing all the talking here. How have you been doing?
Good. We've got settled in our new place, and my office is coming together and organized. So I'm super happy about that. But as far as the publishing world, it's a new year. This is the time to say, put your foot down, draw the line in the sand and say, this year, my book is going to come out. And whether you write it yourself, whether you need to have someone help you do that, then really think about the success, because what we're talking about today is many times people try to do it themselves. And exactly what Jessie said, within 6 months, your book's dead. And we want to help you with that. First of all, if you come to us for publishing, we're going to have that rhythm of showing you how to market your book, putting the essential marketing pieces into your publishing package. But that's okay. If you didn't do it the first time, it's not all gone. I think first of all is accepting my book's not selling. So why is that? And there can be many problems that stop a book or never get a book going. And one of the things is your cover, right, Jessie? Like, your cover has to be eye-catching, and it has to be the first thing, or it will be the first thing people see, and they will judge, wow, that's attractive or not.
Well, yeah, and that's really true, because the book cover is what makes the book. Before I read it, I look at the cover and I make a decision: do I want to open up this book? Mm-hmm. Even if it's a Kindle or whatever it is, this needs to be something that's interesting. And you have to look at your book and evaluate: is my cover good? What is the problem? Because you invest, a book is a business. That's the way I sort of look at it. A book is a business. Why? Because I invest in my book. Now, it can be something on my bucket list wanting to do, but I really want to invest in it. So the very first place I need, because some of the things that we do is try to help authors pre-launch their books 6 months, 7 months before they actually write a word. Right. And so that cover is important, because that's what's going to bring people to your website. That's what's going to have them to sign up for your email list. And so you really have to have something, especially in that niche that you want to write in, publish to. You want to build an audience. So you need to have something that's going to connect and relate to your audience.
Right. And that can be the difference in fonts, the difference of pictures, the difference in quality of blending a picture. You often see the people that do their own covers, and there's font at the top, there's a picture across the middle, and then names at the bottom. You know, spend time to get someone to blend those together and to make that font pop. There's beautiful handwritten fonts or fonts that are kind of squiggly, but if they're not easy to read, people aren't going to catch your message. Your title, your subtitle, you know, those are the pieces that the title should be catchy and like there. And your subtitle is your little work person, your salesperson. So they look at that and go, oh, I want that, right? So look at your book. If you think that your book cover needs a makeover, come and talk with us, and we can look and listen to your real message. We can look at your cover as it is now and be able to recreate a cover that will just, you know, take your book to a new level.
And really, you know, here we're talking about, okay, it's dead, so I've got to dig it up. So we're talking about a relaunch. You got to really, you know, we're talking about relaunching your book. So if it doesn't work the first time, hey, start over. Don't throw it in the trash. You know, just start over and do a relaunch, you know, of your book. Give it new life. Look at different ways that you can actually, you know, bring your book to life. And, you know, Natalie, you know, what we try to do is sit down and bring our teams together, and we try to look at what did you do that didn't work. And we break everything down so we can help you discover, because, you know, the average author, they look at their book, but they don't understand why it didn't launch well, why they didn't get people reading their books. And so what we do as a team, we come in with you and, you know, myself, and we chat about it. Then we come in and we start bringing in our graphics people. We start bringing in our editors. And a lot of times if a book is not edited well, that is definitely death to a book. So, you know, so it's not just one thing. So if you want your book to reach people and then for them to give you a review, and, you know, we're going to get to that in a moment, because a review is very powerful. Someone gives you a bad review, that's death to your book right there. Because most people come in and they buy books based upon the reviews of the book.
Right. Absolutely. One other thing is, don't be upset that you did your book and now, say 2 years later, 6 months later, you think, oh, I should have added that, or I should have added this. This is the time to change it. So what a great way to do two different things. Get people to give you feedback on your book, and then change what, you know, according to their feedback. If you agree, it's your book. But I'll give you an example. A gentleman did a music book, and at the very back of the book, he left a couple pages and just blank staffs so they can write their own music. And he had some people reviewing the book, and they said, I love everything about it, but I wish there were more pages at the back of the book. So instead of getting upset or whatever, he could have just added some pages. He thought, I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to give these people what they want, some pages at the back, but I'm going to make a whole new product that is just the same cover of the book and then all blank pages. So those people that want to write their own music can. And do you know, that gentleman brings in about $15,000 a year on that blank book because of the people's response and feedback. So don't get upset when someone says, oh, I wish there was this. I don't really like this part. I'm not saying you have to listen to everybody, but sometimes it's that one or two key things that they may have seen somewhere else, and you could easily incorporate it in your book and make that book get those 5 stars.
Well, that's the reason why, you know, doing your research on a book, you know, go online. there are millions of books out there that, there's no new information. There's revised and there's different information, and look at, okay, what do you like about what this person's doing? What do you like about how this person brought the characters in their books, whether it's fiction or nonfiction? And you do your research, because this is what we would do for you. And again, we are your easy button. If you don't want to do the work, you don't want the learning curve, but you do want the results. And this is the reason why, Gifts of Legacy and Elite Publications, you would bring us on your team to help you launch, because you don't really want to go through the learning curve. We've spent years, I've written over 30 books, and we've spent years of going through what would not work, to discover the things that will work in doing that. So I think that's what you really need to do. Is this an update, or do you want to republish? Because your book launch, getting that second opportunity to actually launch your book and to be able to have it out there, I think that's really, really important.
Right. And you have to have a marketing campaign go along with that. And so if you are not the one that's going to post and make creative pictures, then once again, hire someone like us that can do that for you, because that really gets the stir, gets the attention when it's a very eye-catching picture of your brand new cover, and maybe your picture or some really powerful statements of what's in the book. One other thing I love to, when you're working with authors, is who has your back. Bottom line is, who are those people that if you said, would you help me? Would you be a support in my launch team? Who would post it out? Who would share it with their friends? Who would maybe send an email out to their people saying, hey, my friend Jane is launching her book and it's about this, and I love this topic. Check it out. So having that extra power of some other people that you're getting into different audiences that you wouldn't get in front of with just your audience is very powerful. So reach out and partner with other authors that it makes sense to, so they can share it out, you share their book out, and really give each other that support.
Right. And the thing you have to realize, especially with your book, you've worked really super hard over the past 6-8 months. You launch your book, but you don't put any more marketing into your book.
Right.
And that's just where it dies. And, we really try to help our clients to be able to launch their book, that they're in the top 100 bestseller books, hot release. You don't have to be down there, 7,000 and whatever. You can launch and be in the top 100. And so this is what we really try to bring to you. But, I have clients that spend a lot of, time, energy, and money to launch their book, but then they don't continue to market. So you have to continue to be able to market your book, and you have to start really pay attention. You have to run your ad campaigns. It's just like running a business. You want your business to flourish and get it in the hands of the readers, then you really have to stay on top of it, or else it just, it goes to the bottom. So you really have to do something. I went online the other day, and the books that we published over the past 2 years, pretty much all of the books are in the top 100 in their categories.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. I mean, but you see, Natalie, that goes to the job that you did, and being able to find those categories and the keywords. So let's talk a little bit about that, because this is something a lot of people don't know about. I've got a book, I publish it, but not knowing that, you really have to make sure your book is in the right category, going to the right people.
Absolutely. And sometimes we try to get too fancy or technical with our books or keywords. And it really often comes down to the person that's sitting at home on their computer, and they're typing in to find what you have, to find your topic. what are they punching into the keys of the computer? And then we can take it a step further and we can go into those kind of keywords and categories into, say, Amazon, and look at what options Amazon has and what makes sense with your ideal reader.
Yeah, well, and that's what you really have to do. So I would definitely tell anyone, if you're looking at your memoir, and again, really the three things I always like to go to is my why. Number one, some people publish because it's their bucket list. Some people want a book to help them. I'm involved in the martial arts business. They want their book to help give them credibility to get their message out. So your book is now used for that. Then some authors have a great message that would make a difference in a lot of lives. And so that's that third category. So knowing in the beginning, your why, and being able to market to your why, because the more people that can touch your book, read your book, the better that result is. And you really just have to really focus on it, because I know when I first started publishing, it was only to support the back. I did motivational seminars, so it was only to support the back of the room, or my karate school. It was their training books, something to be able to support their need. But later I started to reach out and get the world to take a look at my books, and that really made a huge difference. And you have to ask yourself that question, and we can also talk about, okay, you don't too much work, then let's be on a compilation book.
Yeah.
Let's do something small that can give you this very similar benefits.
Absolutely. One thing to consider is, if you are an author, you can stand out on Amazon. First of all, you need to have a good looking Amazon author page with an updated bio, a current bio. Sometimes you read and it's like, is this from 1902? Like, come on, update us, give us some what you do and how to get hold of you. And then the other thing is A+ content. When you want to stand out, most of the people are not doing A+ content on their Amazon page. And that can be messages, that can be incredible pictures, that as they pull up your book and scroll down, they see like all these different pictures and statements. Then on top of that, editorial reviews. And that's where, if you have a prominent person that can do a review for you, you can post it right there. So that definitely helps your book sales. And that's one thing that we offer, is to help you get your Amazon author page looking as good as it can look. And make sure that all your books are on there, because often people will be in a compilation book and not know that you can bring the compilation book and showcase it on your Amazon author page.
Right. Those are just some of the, small things that, that you can do to be a successful author, because every story has value. And if you keep that story and you don't use it, then of course it doesn't have value. But when you reach out and begin to share your story, then it has value. You can make an impact. And we talk a lot about today wanting to make an impact with our story. And, even if it's a negative story about what happened in your life, someone is probably going through the same thing, but you just can't tell your story. You really have to tell your story so that it has an answer, a solution,
right?
Not just the stuff. You gotta, what did I learn from this experience? And when you do that, then that's a powerful tool. Again, and especially, a lot of my clients are martial artists and Christian authors. So, your memoir, and a memoir can just be, it can be a personal memoir that's to your family and to your associates. It doesn't really have to be, out on all the platforms. It can be something small. So remember, your memoir, your story, you really want to be able to share that. We really want to encourage everyone to, take a look at sharing their story. being in a compilation book, give us a call. You can go to Who's Who in the Martial Arts. I'm sorry. That is Elite Publication. I've got so many things flowing.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That's why I say I've got Who's Who in the Martial Arts in my brain here. But you can go to elitepublications.org. And Natalie, how can we get the Gifts of Legacy?
Absolutely. Go to giftsoflegacy@gmail.com or find me on social media, Gifts of Legacy on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. It's Natalie McQueen.
And everyone, we have a website, and it's www.becomeanauthor.com. So our past programs are there. We're going to get ready to come out with a Roku channel, and all of our programs will be on there. So use this as a class to help you think about your book and some of the options. I know that it takes a little time to sit down, and whether you are listening to our podcast on Spotify or some of the other platforms, make that time, because your book is one of the most important things that you will do. It can be life-changing or something you regret doing. So remember, we're doing these podcasts because, we've been able to create successful authors, successful books. And we really want to share with everyone how a book or your audio program, we're now doing websites. So if you have a website that you don't like, and we didn't talk about that as an author. Mm-hmm. So that's a key point, having a great looking author website. So when people come to your website, let's just say it's the same as your book. You want to have a great book cover, but you want to have a great website so people will want to stay on there and learn more about your book and the other different things that you do.
Absolutely. There's so many ways you can combat the non-sales in your book. But you really have to partner with you as an author, partner with someone that knows what they're doing, because most authors are authors and they're not good marketers. And that's okay. You just have to know that you have to put some marketing in your budget, and it should show in your sales. And that can be a continued revenue if you continue to market it and get your message out there. And there's many free ways to do it yourself as well.
Well, everyone, we've brought you another great week with a lot of tips in it. So remember, you can also email us at info@elitepublications.org and get your questions answered. If you need to schedule a time to, chat about your project, we offer you a free exploratory, opportunity to talk about your program, to look at your manuscript, and really give you the best options and information to help to make sure that your book is a success. So any last words from you, Natalie?
I would just say, don't wait. As I say, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So you don't want to live with regrets, and you want that book that you can make an impact in the world. You can share your life experiences, and the world will be a better place with your story in it. Well,
as I would say, as I close, everyone has a story. You just have to get it out. So again, remember, Elite Publications and Gifts of Legacy. We are your easy button.
See you next.